Ciao ragazze. That means hello guys. This is my study abroad week 2 video. I will admit I am filming this during week 3 because I got so busy. So bear with me as I'm trying to recall exactly what happened on these days. So this is a series of pictures from a small little field trip in Orvieto we took with our professor for our seminar class. He took us to a church that he wanted us to shoot some professional type photographs. I didn't really get any, so that is not these, but that was the point of the exercise. Either way, it was still a really cool church, so. Then, of course, per usual, we have our first day of school pictures as requested by our mothers. We're standing in front of our school building in these. For lunch, Jackson and I went to this sandwich shop that he's been super excited about. Actually I don't remember what I got, but it was good. For our very first studio, we went on a little field trip, another, I guess, around Orvieto, to go see the clock tower and the well. So these are some videos here from the top of the clock tower, looking down at Orvieto. Climbing up the clock tower was one of the worst things I've ever had to do. The stairs, I don't even remember how many, 300 something I think. It was super high up and took every muscle in my being to get up there. We're now finished with the clock tower and we're heading to the well, but first we made this little stop and we got to see this old temple that used to be here. I don't exactly know the history behind it. I can't read the sign, so we have finally reached the well and I'm just overlooking the valley, dreading the walk down into the well. Always very pretty views. Then the well from the outside before we go in it. The craziest thing about looking down into the well was that I couldn't lean far enough to see the bottom. These stairs are also they were made to allow for donkeys to be able to go down, get pails of water, and bring them back up. And I just can't imagine doing that. It sucked as a person holding nothing, so. When I tell you, after walking back up that well, the thirst was real, I mean it. I did not bring a water bottle because I was not expecting this. I just thought we were gonna have a normal studio. But luckily, there are just fountains all over the place in Italy that you just drink out of. It's just free water. I don't know, the concept just seems so crazy to me. It's just so much better than the normal drinking fountain that we're used to at home. And of course, gnocchi for dinner. Starting your Tuesday off with a 9 a.m. class, and then of course some coffee in the middle. I cannot get enough. Today actually was really rainy, so I'm very glad I had that umbrella. Then I made myself some pasta for dinner. It was some tomato and basil sauce mixed with I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's like a cheese parmesan white sauce that you kind of mix in with things. So I put that on there. And it's already Wednesday because Tuesday was a very short day, nothing exciting. So I finally got some bug spray because I have been getting absolutely eaten alive. So I'm super excited putting it on this morning. Just thought I would film myself, I guess, because that's super exciting to watch. But since we have our windows open all the time for ventilation, mosquitoes are always getting in and I get chewed up while trying to sleep, so I'll wake up with a dozen new bug bites every morning. Our assignment in studio today was to use the clock tower as inspiration for drawings, and we'd go through different cycles, 30-minute cycles, and add on to the drawing. And this is what I created. I had been trying to figure out this espresso machine and I was super excited this day to finally figure it out. The coffee was okay, but you know, it'll work during class. More cats that just make you walk around them. This was my dinner. I made it. I put sauce on it. It made it soggy. I don't really recommend. I had a FaceTime call with Palmer. He knew what I was really there for. He took me straight to the dog, so I'm getting to see Murph a little bit. I do miss him a lot. That night, Jackson and I hung out and had a couple drinks as well as watched a show. I really didn't want to get up to go get a bottle opener for his beer, so, you know, we improvised. He didn't think it was going to work, but, you know, never doubt me. It is now Thursday, and I am getting ready for the farmer's market. Obviously met up with Jackson because neither of us have a clue what we're doing, and he has a mission. There's a very specific cheese he's looking for. That afternoon I tried my very first macchiato because it was too late in the day to ask for a cappuccino, so you gotta do what you gotta do, and it wasn't the best, but I also think I added the wrong sugar to it. I don't really know how to explain what happened, but I think I need to give it another shot. It has finally come to my realization that I haven't even started on my journal for my Italian history art culture class. We are supposed to be keeping a journal of how we feel through every field trip, and here I am catching up on Civita and Bolsena. On the walk to dinner, we got absolutely serenaded, as you saw. I'm loving the street performers here. They're all so good. And for dinner, of course, I got my Aperol Spritz and a margarita pizza. I'm still not tired of pizza. I don't know if I actually ever will be. On the walk back to my apartment, my roommate and I caught the coolest photos. It definitely needs some work in like Photoshop, but by itself you can already tell the potential that these shots have. Alright, it is finally Friday and Jackson and I are heading to Rome. We are spending the weekend there. We are super excited. We were alone here, so we were trying to navigate the train station by itself, but it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't really many options. Yay, we made the train. We're off to Rome. New iPad kit here, by the way, guys. I think I'm off the hook. The train station literally just looked like an airport. I mean, there were all these different shops and stuff, and Italy, which I thought was super cool. And then walking outside, we've got about a 30-minute walk to our Orvieto, and it was wild to just walk by these like ancient ruins, and we have no idea what they were, but we walked by them and are just like, oh my god, like, what? We went to get dinner right around the corner from us. It was a super cute little place. We both got a pizza and shared some bruschetta. Super quick room tour, nothing crazy, but it was super cute. We actually rented a VRBO for 2 nights, and it was really interesting because it was actually inside like an apartment building, and it's like this was an apartment, but they flipped the apartment to like make each room in the apartment be its own like hotel room. We paid a little extra to make sure that we got a balcony, and it was super worth it because we spent pretty much all Saturday evening out here. Saturday is a super busy day. Jackson has us booked hour to hour, back to back, so we have lots of places to hit today. This morning, our first destination is the Coliseum and the Imperial Forums, and we walked there. It was about a 30-minute walk, but we got to see all these cool things on the way. Here we are finally approaching the Coliseum. I honestly didn't even believe that was it at first. We went and got a quick breakfast, and they had an American menu, so I thought that was funny. On our way to the Imperial Forums, we stumbled across a really cool church. I mean, it was seriously a hidden gem. It was such like a surprise to walk up on that I actually have no idea what this place was even called. Now we're finally in line to get into the Imperial Forum, and we did not expect what we found in here. It wasn't something we had been super excited about seeing. It just kind of came with our ticket to get into the Coliseum, so we were like, let's go pass time in there. And when I tell you it's a must-see, this was some of the coolest stuff ever. I mean, it was just all ruins of old ancient architecture, pillars, stairs. I mean, it was just the coolest thing. There would be no benefit to me talking through this, so just enjoy the views. We had 1:30 tickets to get into the Coliseum, so we are now heading towards the line to get in. The inside of the Coliseum was one of the coolest things ever as well. We had tickets that allowed us to go down onto the floor, the arena floor, so we got to go do that and look up. That was super cool. I mean, to look in there and see what it used to be versus what it looks like now, and you just wonder, how is any of this even still here? It was just really mind-blowing. Our next big stop is the Trevi Fountain, and we were here at like 3:30. It honestly wasn't that bad. Yes, there was a lot of people, but to get to the front wasn't hard. We actually had to wait in a line to allow us down into the Trevi Fountain. But once we were down there, all you had to do was wait a few seconds for people to get their pictures, then they would leave, and then it'd be your turn. Like, it really wouldn't have been worth it for us to get up super early like everyone says you need to. Of course, we had to try some Italian McDonald's, so we went there for lunch. We honestly aren't 100% sure if the menus are the same or not. Neither of us have been to McDonald's in a while, but we are pretty sure it's a bit different. Definitely when it comes to like desserts and stuff, it's different. But like Jackson got a tiramisu for dessert. That's crazy. But to me, it was just McDonald's, so I mean, nothing crazy, not significantly better than home, in my opinion. Here we are at the Spanish Steps. Santa showed up at the Piazza del Popolo. I don't know why I didn't stick around to find out. Here I'm chugging an espresso that I made. I really didn't like it. I put way too much sugar in it, but I was super tired and we had dinner reservations at 10:30. The church next to us was having a service and we could hear them. We had a lot of complications trying to figure out how to get to our dinner because we were supposed to take the bus and the bus was never showing up. But it's fine because once we got to our dinner place, they didn't even let us in. They made up an excuse and told us that women can be 21 but men have to be 25. And after doing some research, we found out this place does that to a lot of tourists. So that was really frustrating, but we went somewhere else for dinner. It ended up being alright, but it's super annoying. Anyway, here's our elevator to get up to our VRBO. Just thought it was really interesting. We're heading back to Orvieto tonight, so this is our last day in Rome, and we really don't have much on the list today, just shopping. So right now we are on our way to find a place to hold our bags while we walk around Rome during the day. Jackson had a farmer's market he wanted to visit. It's got some antique stuff as well as just some souvenirs for tourists. We went and got some lunch. I got my Aperol Spritz and then a Cacio e Pepe, I believe it's what it's called. I keep getting this everywhere. It's not Alfredo, but it's like the most similar thing to Alfredo that you'll get here. And at our bus stop, of course, a condom vending machine. Only took about an hour before Jackson dropped a bag and shattered my brand new shot glass, but it's okay, I got a new one. One of the places that Jackson really wanted to visit was this Zara. It was a 5-story Zara, and he had a lot of fun trying stuff on. He didn't end up getting anything though. Really just wanted to see it, I think. The second store that he really wanted to go to was Uniqlo. So we're here. It's like I think it was 3 stories, like an upstairs and a downstairs and then main level. This is not in Uniqlo. This was like the mall area. I don't know what to call it. So while you watch this pigeon, listen to our train story. So we get to the train station, we're supposed to be at a platform at a certain time. We get there, turns out there was another platform that we were supposed to be at that was like hidden super far down. So we missed that train and then had to get on another one and buy tickets for it, but that one didn't leave for over an hour, it was delayed. So here we are finally on the train and finally leaving. But I mean, we ended up being like 2 hours late, almost missed our bus up the hill, but as you can see, we made it. All is well, got some gelato. And with that, we conclude week 2 of my study abroad trip in Italy. See you next week for week 3.